it going, everybody? Welcome to Chris versus the World. Now, right off the bat, I know what you're thinking. What does the title mean? Basically, in the title, I try to describe how I deal with everyday life. And the only words that I could think to come up with it is Chris versus the World. So yeah, literally every day I struggle with the world outside, inside, outside, all inside. And it's difficult life we live, isn't it? It's a philosophical question. So, in the show, I'll be covering topics of the norm, or I'll go over things that most people would like to hear about. For instance, here I have two charts and some info about YouTube that some people might find interesting. So let's get right off into it. First off, Psy Gangnam Style breaks the YouTube view counter. Now, if you go to the video right now, you will see that the view counter is messed up. That is because the video is still so popular today, in 2014, 2 years later. Is it 2 years later? I got a nod off screen. It is 2 years later. 2 years later, and it's still so popular. I don't get that. I don't like it. I watched it and I was like, the whole time I was like, I think this guy's on crack. This guy's snorting something, smoking something, because he's having a great old time. He's running around doing random shit. I wish I had that much. I wish I could go do stuff. Oh my god. Get me a fog machine. It's crazy. So yeah, Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style broke the YouTube view counter. Interesting. Now, moving on. Assassin's Creed Victory. Now, I know what you're thinking. I talk about Assassin's Creed on here a lot. I can't help it. I just love Assassin's Creed. And you do too. You know it. You just don't want to admit it. Assassin's Creed Victory. Will it be more improved, quote unquote, than Unity? Now, what I mean by improved is Unity still has a lot of glitches that need fixing. And Ubisoft is working on them. I'm sure they're hard at work. But, I don't know. It's something that, like, when I was a kid growing up, I didn't have to worry about, well, actually, I did have to worry about glitches in games. But, like, not the kind of glitches we see nowadays. Nowadays, they're like, oh my god. You know, old glitches were like, oh, I ran into a wall and I could see through myself. Cool. Ocarina of Time, you know? Nowadays, it's like, oops, I fell through the world. It's crazy. It's insane. And Assassin's Creed Rogue has practically almost no glitches, which is amazing, because, like, well, then again, working with the Anvil Next engine for 3 years, probably a lot longer, because we never know what's going on with Ubisoft. We don't know how long they've actually been working on these games. They've been working on Unity for 3 years. Still glitches. Anyways, it's just, it's amazing how every year they seem to manage to come out with a game, or two this year. 2, okay? And one of them has practically no glitches. The other one, they're working on it. So, Assassin's Creed Victory. It is basically set in Victorian England, which is, I'm guessing, why it's called Victory. Elsewise, it might not just make any sense. I mean, it's whatever. You can find pictures of it, screenshots of it on Google, basically anywhere right now, because, you know, it's Assassin's Creed and it's very popular. I played it back in 2007 when it wasn't so popular. I still loved the game. All of a sudden, like, annual games, and everybody's like, "Ooh, Assassin's Creed! That's so cool!" Yeah, I was into that in 2009. I was like, bitch, 2007? What? Fuck out of my face. Moving on. The top 3 grossing movies in 2014, all over the world. The first one. I don't like the books. I don't like the movies. I just generally don't like books or movies that are like this movie. I hate Twilight. I don't like Divergent. I'm not big on what else is there? I don't know. I'm sure there's something else. I just can't think of it. The Hunger Games Mockingjay is grossing at 236 million. I just don't like it. It's not for me. I'm sure the actors are good people. They're good actors and they do a good job. I just don't like the story. Like, I got nothing against freaking Robert Pattinson. I loved him in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, playing Cedric Diggory. That's who I knew him as. And then he did Twilight, and I was like, okay, well, it's just a movie. I don't hate him. I just don't like the movie. I'm moving on. The second one I can kind of be on board with is the Penguins Madagascar movie, and the reason why is because I like Madagascar 1, I like Madagascar 2, and Madagascar 3 was it was a little out there, but I liked that they had a show on Nickelodeon, and yes, I do still watch Nickelodeon. I'm a full-grown child. I'm just 20 years old. And it was very funny, and so like I think making a movie about like their origin is pretty funny, and it's grossing at 35.4 million, which is pretty impressive considering it just came out about a week ago. And finally, at number 3, it's Big Hero 6. Yeah, you'd think it would be number 6. It's a pun. But it wasn't very punny. Grossing at 167 million. It's very impressive. But it has been out since about November 6th, actually. Wait, do I have that right? Yeah, I got it right. So yeah, so that's great, and it seems like a good enough movie. But I tend to try to wait till it comes out on DVD. I don't like spending money going to the theaters. I'd rather pay money to get the DVD, and like if I miss something at the theater, that's it. I'll have to pay and watch the movie again. I'll have to pay the $7.97 to freaking go back into the theater, waste my time and wait for that one part. It's like, oh hey, it's already about an hour in. Better go to the theater, see what I missed. And then it's just like one little stupid part, and then you waste your whole day. Wasted your whole day. So I just wait for the DVD. So I'm sure it'll be great. Top 3 grossing games from 2014. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Pokemon. Omega Red and Alpha Sapphire. Okay. Let me wake up call. Wake up call time. Okay. Pokemon. It was cool when I was a kid, okay? It was awesome when I was a kid. Are you kidding me? Everybody was like, I want a Pikachu. I want a Charmander. No, if you walk up to a kid playing on a 3DS, playing the new Pokemon game, you'd be like, oh, cool. Did you catch a Charmander? What's a Charmander? I should beat the fuck out of you. Okay? These games are getting so repetitive. Are you kidding me? They literally made a Pokemon that's a sword, okay? That's like making a Pokemon that's a freaking gun. And his name is Bang Bang. For those of you who don't know, that's a Rubber Ninja reference to one of Ross's animations. It's pretty funny. But yeah, it's like, and the show is just as repetitive. I mean, come on! It is so many years later. Pikachu still isn't a Raichu. It's like, is he just so good as a Pikachu, he can't become a Raichu? That might be it. But, like, even the dude who did the original voice of Ash, halfway through it, he was like, you guys are going too far. I'm outie. And then they got another guy that made it sound like Ash's balls had receded inside of him, and now he has a squeaky-ass voice, and his balls hadn't dropped. It's weird, okay? How long is Ash Ketchum gonna be freaking? How old was he? I don't even know. I don't care. anymore. I don't even watch the show anymore. I watched it, like, I stopped watching when they were like, the freaking, the flame chimps. I stopped watching then. It was so, oh my god. Okay. And it's the top game. It's, oh god. Why? Come on. GTA 5 for the PS4 is number 2. Okay. GTA. Great game. I love it. But, like, come on. You can't, like, put up an update for the freaking old versions where we can do all the cool stuff that they can do in the new games. I mean, come on. I want to take a mushroom and turn into a dog. Not in real life, just in the game. I mean, come on. That'd be so freaking awesome. Not to mention you could become a stingray, a shark, a bird. That's so cool. A mountain lion. I did my research on this. You can't give us an update for us pre-gen people who were like the freaking poor and the sick on the sidewalk while the freaking Xbox Ones are up there in the fancy-ass houses drinking white wine, red wine, freaking Mad Dog 2020. You'd be like, we can't afford that. That is way out of our price range. $350 plus tax, okay? That's practically almost $400. Okay. Now, number 3. Far Cry 4 for PS4. I haven't played Far Cry. I got nada. Zilch. Bubkiss. I haven't heard that in a while. Bubkiss. Bubkiss. Where does that come from? Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of Star Wars, okay? Always have been, always will be. When I was a kid, I used to watch the original versions over at my dad's house. Hey, Dad. I mean, like, every single time we went over there, like, The Empire Strikes Back would always be on the TV somewhere. And my brother Matt would, like, be sitting on the bed watching it. That was back when I was little. But this new one, I saw the trailer. And it looks pretty cool, but I got a question. What's up with the random black stormtrooper guy? And I'm not talking about his outfit's black, for those of you who haven't seen it. I'm talking about African American. He just pops up in the middle of Tatooine, just like, what are you doing? Were you taking a dirt nap? You just woke up from a bad nightmare? You woke up in a cold sweat? What's wrong? Not to mention, I thought the only black guy in the universe was freaking Lando. I thought he was the only one. Oh, and Mace Windu. Those two. That's it. You ever realize that? Yeah. I think George Lucas might have been a little bit of a racist. It's like, just one. Just one. So, yeah. So, now is the part of the show that I look forward to. And it is the question. The question is, if you could live in any plane of existence, where would you want to live? Personally, myself, I'd like to live in a comic book verse of the world. Why? Because no matter what, if you die, somehow you come back. Like, really? He's like, oh yeah, this person got shot. Oh, they had a clone. Oh, really? Yeah, they just happen to have all their memories. Really? Yeah, and they happen to know exactly what happened a few days ago. Do I look like a fucking idiot? I know that you killed off that character. It was a boo-boo, and you went, uh-oh, gotta fix a boo-boo. And you just freaking were like, let's come up with some convoluted thing that, you know, was, he has a clone, or, identical twin, or his cells were still in the air, and we were able to capture them and rebuild him. What?! Either way, that's the question. If you could live in any plane of existence, where would you live? So, I hope you guys enjoyed this first installment, round 1, if you will, of Chris versus the World. And if you enjoyed it, you can leave a like, leave your comment, leaving your answer. And if you want to and you enjoy these videos, hit that subscribe button for me. It helps me out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Jesus, that one went longer than the first.